to go back to being able to charge women 50% more for the same health insurance as men. And allow them to keep, and I know you younger women won't believe this, but literally now, pregnancy is listed as a pre-existing condition. I'm serious. Ask some of the women here. You go out and you're pregnant, you try to get insurance, you will not be able to get insurance. It is a pre-existing. We ended that. They want to go back and get it. By the way, it's all these little things and things that say so much about their attitude toward women in America. And now, you know, why this preoccupation with ending Planned Parenthood? He didn't have authority to end Planned Parenthood. Yet he keeps talking about Planned Parenthood provides health services for so many women, basic health services. Ladies and gentlemen, and just imagine, I ask all you women, what do you think of the prospects of the progress women have made over the last 4 years? How likely, I'm being very serious, how likely do you think it will be sustained with the Romney-appointed Supreme Court? It is the most important, unspoken new issue in this campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to women's rights, I want to be absolutely clear to you about what Barack and I are. Barack and I believe, I'm not only authoring the Violence Against Women Act, these guys are blocking the passage of it, Ryan and his Republican colleagues. Can you imagine? It took me 6 years to get the Violence Against Women Act passed. The most important thing I think I've ever done in my career, and we reauthorize it regularly. This is not your father's Republican Party, man. This new Republican Party in the House, in the Senate, overwhelmingly, Republicans and Democrats voted to reauthorize the Violence Against Women Act. But it's being blocked in the House of Representatives. Let me tell you what Barack and I mean this sincerely. We believe that my daughter, who you just met, his 2 daughters, my 4 granddaughters, are entitled to every single right my sons are and my grandsons. Every single solitary opportunity, no exception. No exception. That's the fundamental difference. That is the fundamental difference in freedom. Look, the violence of this campaign, it's not just their foreign policy they're trying to rewrite. It's not just their position on women they're attempting to hide. In the final days, they're running away from the central tenets of their economic plan, which was a $5 trillion tax cut, which will raise middle-class taxes by $2,000, every expert has pointed out, and the Ryan budget, which turns Medicare into a voucher system and eviscerates education. The New York, by the way, we're not making this up because the Ryan budget has already passed. It's in black and white. It already passed the House of Representatives. So this isn't any conjecture on our part. They passed it. It got stopped because of Sher and other people in the Senate. But it passed. It passed. When it passed, Romney said it was a marvelous budget, and were he president, he would sign it into law. Ladies and gentlemen, when that budget passed, here's the New York Times labeled it, and I'm quoting, the most extreme budget plan passed by a House of Congress in modern times. Even Newt Gingrich during the campaign, not a joke. Newt Gingrich, when asked about the Ryan budget endorsed by Romney, said it is right-wing social engineering. That's saying something coming from Newt Gingrich. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are shameless. These guys are shameless. They're running away from everything they voted for and stood for, and expecting the people, you know, the president says Romney has, Romnesia. Well, let me tell you, they're expecting the country to have amnesia. I don't think that's going to work. And folks, look, we have seen this movie before. Massive tax cuts for the wealthy, eviscerating programs on education and Medicare and Medicaid for the American citizens in the middle class. We know what it gets you. We've seen the movie before. It ends up in the Great Recession of 2008. And ladies and gentlemen, the American people will not go back.
Right on.
They will not go back. But what's even more shameless, and I really mean this sincerely, I can't tell you how strong I feel about this. What's even more shameless than they're running away from the record that they voted on, stood for, ran for, is the shameful thing they're doing now, and what they're telling folks here in Ohio about the automobile restaurant. Yeah. By the way, I am the son of an automobile man. 34 years my dad managed an automobile dealership. 34 years. Anybody in the automobile business, whether on the line or in sales, can tell you. If you're a child of an automobile man or woman, you're the first kid in the neighborhood to learn the definition of the word recession, and you're the last kid to understand what recovery means. We finally got some recovery going. My dad used to have an expression. He said, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about your place in the community. In so many Ohioans and Delawareans, we used to have the second highest per capita number of automobile workers of any state in the nation because we were small. We had the two largest plants outside of Detroit. And we also had all the like Mopar and all these other suppliers. All gone now. All gone. Empty factories. But ladies and gentlemen, finally, here in Ohio, people are coming back. People are getting up back off the balls of their heels and being able to take a square look at their kid's eye and their kid's eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay. Dad or mom's got a good job. It's starting to come back. It's coming back with you. Well, hold on just a second. I want to make, I'm deadly earnest about this, guys. You know, this ad they're running here in the Toledo market and throughout the state is absolutely terrible. Here's what they're saying, as you know. They say President Obama bankrupted Chrysler so it can be sold to the Italians to ship jobs to China. You know people who got panicked when they saw that ad. You know people. Because you've been through this before. They've been through this before. What a shameless thing to do. What a shameless thing. The ad is absolutely callous. Playing on the fears that people are just getting back up now. Just being able to read, just getting the feeling that they're in control of their lives again. Both GM and Chrysler have denounced Ron Terra. Can you ever remember a time when two major corporations in the final week of the campaign publicly criticized a Republican candidate? I don't ever remember that happening. They said it's untrue, they said it's a lie, and some of you I will not repeat it, but the vice president of Chrysler put out a tweet that was even more graphic than malarkey. Here's the thing that makes me angry. And the Denver Post editorial said it the best about this. It said, beyond the ad's veracity is a question about character. I went on to say, in a place like Ohio, where 1 in 8 jobs in the automobile industry, such a lie matters. It scares people, I went on to say. It makes them worry that the better economic times they're just beginning to see could once again dissolve before their eyes. Here's the most important line. It said, it speaks an indifference to the concerns of Ohio's working class, and that is just as revealing as backing an ad that leaves a wholly untruthful impression. It shows an utter disregard for the pain people have already gone through. Another disregard. My mom used to have an expression, and everybody has something similar. Mom used to say, Joey, your character is determined not by what you do when people are looking, by what you do when people are not looking.
Right on!
And ladies and gentlemen, you all saw a glimpse of Romney's character when he thought no one was looking, and he said, 47% of you are unwilling to take responsibility for your own life. Who does he think he is? Talking about us like that. Not where I come from, not in Scranton, not in Fremont, Delaware, not in Mayfield where I grew up, and I don't expect here in Fremont either. No wonder they think they can run that ad preying on the fears of ordinary Americans. Look, folks, presidential elections are all about character. Character is the most important ingredient of a president must possess to lead a great nation and lead the world. And it is absolutely clear who has